I have spent half of my life studying binaural rhythms, and as a neurophysiologist I have achieved a lot in this field. I will tell you some information data. Binaural rhythms are one of the forms of audio therapy that attracts the attention of many people interested in meditation, sleep, improving concentration, and other psychological conditions. This technique uses special sound frequencies to stimulate brain waves and can have a positive impact on various aspects of our lives. The basic concept of binaural rhythms is that our brain waves can synchronize with external sound stimuli of certain frequencies. When we listen to two different sounds simultaneously through headphones or a stereo device, each sound reaches our brain with a slight delay, which creates the effect of a binaural sound. And now that I have your attention, let me introduce myself. Hello. My name is Roman Honorable, and yes, I am a real Korean, only I come from Russia. My great-grandfather and his wife moved to Tsarist Russia at the end of the 19th century as pioneers in the Far East for the development of new lands, and so began their history of being on a distant land. If you are interested, one day I will tell you my story in detail, but this is not about that now. Until recently, I was a senior researcher in the field of neurophysiology at the Research Institute, which cannot be called. Nevertheless, the lack of funding and due attention to our scientific works did not extinguish my and most of my employees' enthusiasm, which led to the creation of this channel, thanks to the youngest son. For a natural reason, I have no right to disclose any information from closed sources, so we decided to move in a different direction of study. That's how our community arose, which for almost a year, at the time of the creation of this video, led us to many truly unique discoveries that I want to share with you. Why the Korean population? Yes, my native language is Russian. And my command of Korean makes much to be desired. Fortunately, there are auto-translators now. I hope they will not spoil your perception too much. So, why the Korean population? First of all, our Korean diaspora that is here, at least those I know, suggested this path themselves. Secondly, who but we are interested in the health and prosperity of our people. I'm sorry, my presentation was a little delayed, so let's move on to the Holy of Holies, to our labors and the purpose of this video. In our small but scientifically cohesive organization there are such specialists as psychoacusts. Psychoacusts study human perception of sound and its psychological effects. They can investigate how white noise affects auditory perceptions, including masking other sounds, reducing irritation and other components. 2. Sound engineers. Sound engineers are engaged in the creation and processing of sound. They can study the technical aspects of white noise, such as its generation, filtering, application in audio recording and other audio applications. Acoustic engineer. Acoustic engineers study sound and its impact on the environment. They can use chemography to analyze and visualize the acoustic properties of materials, as well as to develop and optimize sound systems and instruments. 1. Numerologist. Numerology is a system of interpreting numbers and their symbolic meaning. It is based on the idea that numbers carry certain energies and symbolic meanings that can influence our lives and events around us. This is a new aspect for us, which we are now studying in conjunction with our works. And 2. Physicists. A physicist who studies the physical principles underlying chemography, such as the mechanics of vibrations and waves. He explores the interaction of sound with materials and develops theoretical models that explain the formation of patterns and drawings. And your humble servant is a neurophysiologist. My work is based on the study of the effects of binaural rhythms on brain activity and brain waves, which lead to changes in brain activity and affect various states of consciousness. In the 3 closed links that we will provide under this video and in the links that will be distributed in the future, we will give a special sound series, here and after, the module, accompanied by a picture. It is designed to guide and accompany your body in the right rhythm. Each module is unique and designed to fulfill its target task. All modules are biological catalysts and activate certain areas of the cerebral cortex, but like any catalyst, the module needs a process that it will accelerate. Example, you have a headache, you drink a pill, over time this pill begins to act, as a result, the headache goes away. This example is taken for a reason. The first module provided is designed for this purpose, to play the role of a pill, hence its name. But pill are different, as are the wave perception spectra, hence the number of modules. There are 3 of them, but they perform one role, the role of a pill. Each part of this module performs only one task for our body, but depending on the perception it affects us more or less. This does not mean that one part of the module will not affect you at all, on the contrary, they all act, but depending on the level of your perception and the problem that bothers you, their level of impact on the point to which you direct the impact changes. What I have said can be difficult, which is why the best action is practice. But before each practice, you need to read the method of use and contraindications. Why each module is visually accompanied, it all depends on the preparation of your inner understanding of the situation. If you have previously engaged in meditations and learned their basics, then you can easily concentrate on your body and direct the energy received in the right direction without visual accompaniment. If not, then you are me, and for people like us, the visual component is intended. It is the very point on the wall that forces our brain to concentrate on the task, even without having spiritual practices. Do the modules have direct contraindications? No, the modules have no direct contraindications, but if your illness is associated with epilepsy and mild schizophrenia, it is better to limit the effects of the modules to 2 or 3 times a week and monitor your further condition. In case of a positive action, you can gradually increase the use of modules to a regular user, but no more than once a day. How often modules can be used? For an ordinary user who does not suffer from chronic diseases, 1 use per day, 1 module is enough. This is if used as a preventive measure, it is not necessary to wait until something hurts you. The module, unlike conventional tablets, is not addictive, which means that the impact force will not decrease over time. If you are an advanced user with many spiritual practices, you can safely use the modules at any time convenient for you and direct them in the direction you need. I will deviate a little from the given vector, since this question often bothered people who had previously contacted us. If you suffer from a chronic illness, then the pill module will help you to calm the consequences rather. This module does not cure the disease itself, since the problem is deeper and affects other parts of the brain that are responsible for the process of self-healing. There are other modules for the treatment of such ailments. To achieve the optimal effect of the applied module, you will need a choice of high-quality headphones or stereo devices. 6. Modules are included in the work with a mental command, enable/activate/launch, use the appropriate word, the module, its name, for /2, the purpose of inclusion. The inclusion of modules is just a mental command, that is, you need to think about which module is included, not necessarily its exact name. The main thing is the meaning of its work, and what is the purpose of inclusion. If a module is included to influence events, then it is desirable to add it to the wording, in the most favorable way for me in the short and long term. Most modules are disabled automatically after testing, some need to be disabled forcibly so as not to get stuck in the activated state. I remind you that our works are not a substitute for medical or psychological interventions. Modules are an independent human action. The module itself is an impact on the synapses of the brain, plus energy for implementation. A person always works, or rather his subconscious. Thanks to all the viewers for watching. Ask your questions or share your experience from using in the comments.